my friends, welcome back. The job hunting world is crowded and very competitive, but for those willing to stand out, plenty of opportunities will be available. So I'm here today to share some innovative ways to stand out and creatively market yourself and your resume and get your dream job. Two videos that will go hand in hand with this one. One is how to find a job you love, and the second is how to write a creative resume. Both will be sources of inspiration that will add to what we're going over today, and both are linked below. Bookmark and give them a view so you can get the whole package and get really inspired today. Please also keep watching because I have some giveaway news that I'm going to make later in the video, and I'm really excited. And for those who don't know me, I've been in management, I've been a business owner, a recruiter, and marketing has been a specialty for the last 14 years. So with that said, please grab the journal we've been using to take notes and let's start talking. In 2010, a man by the name of Alec Brownstein landed his job by showing a message created for and targeted specifically to 5 of the top creative directors in the industry vertical he was interested in. Essentially, you guys, he created Google ads for these 5 directors, ads that would be served to them the moment they Googled themselves. Clever. He got interviews with 4 of the 5 directors, landed the job, and he only spent $6. $6 that allowed him to market himself beyond what the average job hunter does, become a novelty, and stand out. Alec made a quick video explaining in more detail what he did and how he did it, so I linked it below if you're interested. Philippe Debaut built an online resume that resembled an Amazon product page and used social media to market it. And guess what? It went viral, getting the attention he was looking for, and he got spotlighted on many media outlets online like CNN, Yahoo News, and the Huffington Post. Pretty awesome. What these 2 people have in common is that both went beyond the norm, beyond the usual and what's typically expected. The fact is that the moment you upload your resume online or submit it someplace, the only thing that you are is yet another person looking for a job. And my goal for anybody watching this video is for something to spark in you while you're watching, to get that idea that will set you apart and get the job you want, not only because of your experience, but also because of the creative ways in which you market it yourself. Now, many companies get hundreds of resumes for one job, while their software sorts through and weeds out resumes based on keywords. Take that and factor in today's market. Suddenly, the chances of your resume actually getting in front of somebody, let alone considered, drop down significantly. So the first tip to get you to stand out is the proper use of buzzwords. In the video I made about how to build a creative resume, I mentioned the applicant tracking system and how many companies use it to screen resumes. If you haven't seen that video yet or don't know what it is, in the interest of time, the video is linked below so you can check it out. Back then, I recommended researching the job ads to figure out what kind of language the company you're interested in is using, so you can really incorporate that language and those keywords into your resume and tailor it specifically to that company. That shows your interest, it shows that you've done your homework, and they really like that. Not to mention that their software likes it, so they'll pick up your keywords like that. Today I want to add to the conversation by talking about some words and phrases to avoid, and they are go-getter, thinking outside the box, detail-oriented, team player, effective, dynamic, and self-motivated. These terms are so played out, so generic, and so overused. The flavor is entirely gone, and you wouldn't be showing any originality by using them. Just about every resume that I've seen uses these terms. You should be original. So what are some good terms, you ask? Well, that would be achieved, managed, created, resolved, increased or decreased, under budget, ahead of schedule. These terms describe tangible accomplishments as opposed to tooting your own horn. Don't do that. You're emphasizing benefits, not features, and people love people that get things done, that are concise, brief, and compelling, and not just average show-offs. Tip number 2, exploit the power of social media. I already assume that you have an updated LinkedIn profile with a professional yet friendly and approachable picture. I assume that you've attached your resume, highlighted your strengths using industry relevant keywords, and have gotten some recommendations. I assume that you've tracked down the hiring manager's email address and that you thought about using email to send your CV. And I also assume that you have reached out to all your friends and family members asking if they know anybody at the company company or in the industry vertical you're interested in. That's just basic stuff. Now let's add some of that creative flavor to make you stand out. Start by making the most out of LinkedIn. Update your status daily with relevant information, with tips and ideas that will make you look like a thought leader in your industry. Join groups that are relevant to you, where you can share interesting content, contribute, learn from others, and start discussions. You could also start your own group, and it could be for like-minded people or people in similar situations as yours. Doing that will establish you as a passionate expert. And the same could be replicated with Google Plus in the form of communities and hangouts, where you can share those tips in video format as well. Try to answer questions in your industry vertical so you solidify your position as an expert, and use not only LinkedIn and Google Plus, but Quora, Yahoo Answers, Twitter, and Facebook. Like and follow the companies you're interested in on these platforms and engage when appropriate. Just remember this, and I said it in the resume video, your social media presence has to be spotless, especially if you're looking for a job, because these people will Google you. So delete all the bad photos, posts, and even dubious looking friends. But if you don't want to do that, then you can change the name of your personal profile to something only your friends will know. Make sure it's 100% private, at least while in the job searching phase, and then create a separate Facebook page for yourself that will be used as your professional presence. Don't make it stiff, but don't share beer chugging pics either. I hope that makes sense. Search yourself often to see what the hiring managers may see, and set up Google alerts for your name to help monitor your personal brand during the job searching period. Before submitting your resume, use social media to look up the hiring managers on LinkedIn and Twitter. I didn't say Facebook because if they're half as smart as you are, they too have their profiles private. So check their online presence to learn more about them. Social media platforms are like treasure chests of information, and learning more about the person doing the hiring can help you tailor your email and cover letter in ways that speak to them, and that will make you stand out. Next, use Pinterest. Yeah, Pinterest. With the percentage of Pinterest users growing each year, the odds of you being able to connect with your future employer are really increasing very steadily. So create a Pinterest board that showcases your resume. And rather than pinning your full resume as one single pin, because that's not really creative, divide your resume into pieces that can be standalone pins. You could pin examples of your work, pictures of the schools you went to, companies you worked for, hobbies you have, places you have volunteered, industry relevant books that you've read. I think you get the gist. Then use the text box you have for each pin to give every image a meaningful description, incorporating the keywords we talked about tastefully as they relate to the career or job search. Some of those keywords can be used as hashtags as well. Just please keep it simple, because 3 or more hashtags per one description looks not only amateurish, but what's the word I'm looking for? Desperate. Tip number 3, blog. This tip has dual benefits. Writing not only solidifies your position as a thought leader and increases your digital reach, but it also helps give you some SEO juice. Here you can either create your own industry-related blog or contribute as a guest writer for somebody else's or for a publication. Starting a blog is free, and you can blog about industry-related things that interest you. You can share tips, the latest related industry news and topics in your field. There's so much to talk about, and you'll only need about an hour to a week to do this. It's not very time consuming. Now, if you decide to write for someone else, just make sure that you go after blogs with decent traffic. Otherwise, you could be spending your time differently. When you do guest write, be sure to include your LinkedIn and Twitter profile links to make it easy for the readers and the potential employers to connect with you. The big pro of blogging is that you establish notoriety, and when potential employers search your name online, they'll see that you're not just average Joe looking for a job. You're an authority in your field. You become more credible and more sought after. Tip number 4, create your online brand. I believe that all professionals should have their own website or contact page online, and we live in a day and age where there's so many online tools and resources that make it really easy, even if you don't have the slightest knowledge about building websites. Services like flavors.me or about.me help users to create quick but modern pages that are really affordable. So set up a professional domain name, preferably your name or pertaining to your name. Make sure you include your resume and or portfolio, showcase the relevant work experience as well as your personality, include your social profiles, and set up a professional email address. Your blog could also be housed here as one of the web pages, not to mention that on your paper resume, you could include a QR code that links to your site as well, so you get double points for that. Tip number 5, go where the jobs are. If you're relatively new or brand spanking new to an industry you want to be in, it will be wise of you to know which cities are booming. In other words, figure out in which cities is your industry vertical taking off and go where the job opportunities are. I know this sounds really big and scary, but nothing big comes out of hiding under covers. So going to an area of the country where your industry is taking off for a year or two to build your experience and make some contacts makes perfect sense and is the right thing to do. And then you can go back and live wherever you want to live because now you have experience. I am just getting started with these tips, and if you want the rest of them, you can get them in email format from my website. All you have to do is go to my website and sign up for the newsletter that I send out once a week, and the moment you do that, I will email you the links to this private content as well as some private content that you may have missed this year. It might be of interest to you, I don't know. I'll let you decide. Please comment below with some of your tips to stand out of the crowd. There are so many good ideas out there. I'd love for everybody watching this to get inspired, for all of us to work together and share ideas and just make it one big pot of awesomeness and amazingness. Now the big news, there's a giveaway coming, and it's coming next week on February 5th. I can't wait! And it's my first giveaway, but one of many coming up. So if you're interested in getting this sort of weekly tips and freebies, please subscribe now. This week's shout out goes out to Ruby Ruffles. Hi Ruby, I know you're probably watching this, and I want to thank you very much for your support. My friends, I'll see you next Thursday for a new personal growth video and giveaway. I appreciate you very much for watching and supporting this little video series. I wish you the best of luck if you're job hunting. I hope that all these tips will help you, and I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Thank you so much for being here. Mwah!